And sir, if you want to make some opening comments, I know we've got some local press here as well.
No, you heard what I had to say about Huachuca and its importance, what I told to the spectacular people who work here. I won't repeat that. I'm happy to take any questions on that. The only thing I will note is that I just met with Congresswoman McSally, who's a great colleague, represents this base, but actually is a national leader, good friend, and admired partner in the Congress. So appreciate you being out here.
Mr. Secretary,
If we just wait 1 sec, we're going to go.
The impresario.
Mr. Secretary, a question for you about Iraq. As the battle in Fallujah unfolds, there's been quite a bit of concern expressed by NGOs about humanitarian crisis developing. Are you share that concern, and is there anything that the U.S. can do to help?
Well, it's a big city and a populated one, and ISIL seems there as elsewhere heedless to the welfare of the population as the battle unfolds, and indeed there are reports of them moving the population around in order to put people deliberately at risk, which is obviously a deplorable practice. In general, the Iraqi forces there, as in all cases, and certainly this is one of the areas where our support to them and our advising and assisting enables greater precision on the part of the Iraqi forces. The CTS, who are in overall command of the operation there, the counterterrorism service of the Iraqi army, is exceptionally proficient in that regard and mindful of the welfare of the civilian population. I guess the only other thing I'd say, Bob, is that from the Ramadi and Tikrit experience, the Iraqi government now has experience not only in retaking its own territory, but of assisting the population to take back their homes and put their lives back together. And that is also an area where the United States and the rest of the international coalition can be helpful. And it's one of the areas where I've particularly asked the coalition partners to make sure they're making contributions.
Tara.
Mr. Secretary, the two casualties, one in Iraq and one in Syria, were those combat casualties? And if so, why not? If not, why not? As you know, the president this weekend said that the rocket attack on Marine Staff Sergeant Lewis Carden was a combat death.
Right.
And that was also
Sure.
a non-guided rocket. So
Yeah, no, yes, of course, Tara. These people were in harm's way as part of the campaign plan execution to defeat ISIL, which we will do, and that's what our plan is about. We do it by enabling capable and motivated forces who have to hold and govern the territory taken back from ISIL. But there's risk. And the most serious thing that I do is take those decisions about putting people at risk. So they were carrying out the purpose for which they were deployed there, and were both injured. We're following their progress here. I don't want to comment on their individual progress here, but that it's a serious business in which people are at risk, and there should be no doubt and no question, as the president himself made clear yesterday.
We'll go to local reporter.
Mr. Secretary, I certainly know your compliments about this post. For the local perspective, people are always wondering what is the long-term future of this facility, and also while we're at it, responding, because they're so important to communities as well.
I'm sorry, the last part.
People in the local communities
Yep.
are certainly wondering what you could say about the long-term future
Yep.
of both Fort Huachuca, but also Davis Bond.
Oh, well, I think in both cases it's pretty firm and bright. And the reason I say that is that both of them are unique facilities. And let me just speak to Huachuca here, where I am right now. If you look at Huachuca's specialties of ISR and intelligence and cyber, those are clearly a part of the joint military future. And this is one of the hearts of our, not only the Army's effort, but the joint effort. If you look at the environment here, the range opportunities, particularly the electromagnetic spectrum, the wonderful support of the local community, the proximity to other ranges where we can do training that combines manned and unmanned platforms, that combines use of ISR with use of live munitions and other nearby neighboring ranges, that allows the exploration of operational and tactical approaches to full spectrum operations, not just counterinsurgency, but full spectrum, which is what we need to do. And so there's so much going on here that is so clearly of long-term necessity for the Department of Defense, and that's a very important installation. That's why I came here in the first place.
And also Davis-Monthan, perhaps the continued role of the A-10 or not?
Same thing. Davis-Monthan, very, very important. And the A-10 has, I'd say two things about that. First of all, it has proven in recent years that even though an old platform, it has made an important contribution to our operations in the Middle East. That's one thing. And the other thing is that there will come a time when the A-10 is going to phase out of the force. Obviously, the Air Force planned some years ago, and the department planned for that to be earlier. That is not the case. Therefore, we've had the benefit of the A-10 in the meantime. But in years to come, we're going to need to find other ways to accomplish that mission. It's going to be essential that the Air Force continue to support the ground force with close air support. The Air Force has made that commitment, but we'll be watching closely how they accomplish that as the years go by. But
Time for one more over here, Paul.
There's been a lot of concern about the involvement of Shiite militias in the campaign to retake Fallujah. What role do you see them playing after the city is retaken from Islamic State? Are you concerned about that? Are you concerned about how the city will be held?
Well, the Iraqi government and the CTS, as I said earlier, are an overall command of the operation. And so it is they and not any of the other forces that will be in the deciding position in the battle for Fallujah. And I think that everyone in the government of Iraq understands, and certainly the Prime Minister has conveyed to our government that he understands that the reconstruction of the city and the re-provision of a decent life for its people there has to be done in a non-sectarian basis. And that's why it's important that the government of Iraq be in overall control of the operation, as it has been in the case of all successful military operations so far, and obviously we supported in that, and we will support it in its efforts in Fallujah as well.
All right, thanks everybody.
All right, thanks everybody. Congressman, once again.